This podcast series is made possible thanks to the generous support of the Cooperative of American Physicians. Physician-founded and physician-governed, CAP provides superior medical malpractice coverage and solutions to more than 12,500 California physicians and helps them realize professional and personal success. Upon joining CAP, members receive risk management services, claims support, and a dedicated in-house defense firm, practice management resources, and so much more. CAP has been a long-standing premier LACMA partner and continues to support our members every day. To learn more, visit capphysicians.com. That's capphysicians.com.
Welcome to this edition of Clear as Mud, the podcast dedicated to bringing clarity to medicine. I'm your host for this episode, Dr. Jeffery Lee, the president of the LA County Medical Association. We're at the 48th Annual Legislative Day visit to Sacramento, and we're here to meet and engage with the state's policymakers. Today, we will be talking with over a dozen state assembly representatives. Our distinguished guest is Assemblywoman Suzette Valladares, representing District 38. Welcome, Assemblywoman.
Thank you, Dr. Lee. Welcome back. I know it's been a few years. I'm so happy, especially as a freshman legislator, to be able to meet and have this conversation in person.
I know. Last time we met, I think it was online over Zoom. How many have you been doing? A lot of these in-person interviews now?
Not a lot, but definitely more than the 0 I did last year.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think in this endemic phase, there are more people that are now comfortable meeting one-on-one, but we're still surprisingly using Zoom quite a bit. And while I think it'll diminish a little bit more, I don't think Zoom is ever going away.
Yeah, it definitely has brought a lot of efficiencies. Like you don't have to drive around in LA so much. So I can see that. For our listeners who are mostly physicians, can you describe your district to them?
Yeah, so I currently represent the 38th Assembly District, which is northern LA County and southern Ventura. So Santa Clarita, which is home to me and home to Six Flags Magic Mountain, for those of you who need a iconic visual landmark. And then Simi Valley, which has the Reagan Library. And I'm a SoCal native and been representing the 38th. I was elected in November of 2020. So I'm a pandemic legislator, if you will. It's been a wild ride.
Yeah, talking about the pandemic, I think last time we met over Zoom, several of our LACMA members had just volunteered at the Megapod vaccine dispensing site at Magic Mountain that you talk about. And it was just an amazing effort to get all of those folks through and vaccinated and just moving people through all of that. Let me ask you, as far as the pandemic, how has it changed your view of public health and healthcare in general?
Oh, there are so many facets to that question. Well, first of all, in terms of my community and my district's response, it was amazing to just watch people come together, like Six Flags Magic Mountain, who offered their parking lot as a mega site for vaccines. That's where my dad got his vaccine, too. I put him in a car with a friend, and I said, "You're going." He got a shot. And they also donated over 50,000 tickets to incentivize vaccines as well. But early in the pandemic, I was sworn in December of 2020. I was meeting with doctors. I was talking to the presidents and chiefs of staff at our hospitals on a daily basis to get information about COVID, about deaths, and about a variety of what they were dealing with, whether it was nurses shortages, just what they were dealing with. And then when the vaccine became available, I was talking to them about how we can get more vaccines into the arms of my constituency. My office actually hosted three vaccine clinics. One was specifically targeted for the Latino community, who at the time was not at the rate of vaccine as they should have been. So it was high priority for me. So in terms of COVID, it made me realize, how much of a community my community is, and it was phenomenal to watch. But I also think the other aspect that became heightened to me was the mental health aspect. because so many people were facing isolation. Anxiety was up. We know that domestic violence was up during the lockdown phases of the pandemic. And it made me realize just how much more we need to pay attention to, provide resources to, and grow the workforce for mental health. So it shaped my background is early childhood education and special needs, and not a medical background at all. But it really, I think, has shaped me as a legislator in terms of understanding what my community and what California needs more as a whole moving forward to address our community's healthcare needs.
Wow, that's excellent. Again, I want to thank you for your partnership, meeting with us, and we're really glad to have you speak on Clear as Mud today, speak to physicians. And if there's any last parting words that you have, love to hear them.
Yeah, I just, as I mentioned earlier, I want to thank you all for being the heroes that you are for the past couple of years, and really even before that. You are true leaders in our community, and you stepped up to the plate when people needed you most. And there's still a lot more work to do, including growing the workforce, especially here in California. We need more physicians. We need more nurses. We need more PAs. But I want you guys to know that you have an advocate in me. You have a supporter in me, in doing what I can here in the legislature to make sure that you have the resources to do your job, to ultimately take care of my community and my family.
Well, we look forward to partnering with you in the future. Thank you so much, Assemblywoman Valladares.
Okay, thank you. You're good at that. You're like radio hosts, right?